Yeah,
Just
Fine.
start rolling.
we can start. Okay. Welcome to Concerning Cremlings. Welcome back to Concerning Cremlings, a podcast where we dive deep into Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere and beyond, as today. Join us as we read through the Cosmere in year and publication order. Except we are reading Anna
Not the
Karenina by Leo
Cosmere.
Tolstoy today.
Outside of the Cosmere today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so in this week's episode, we were
What?
taking a break from Sanderson's works and having what we call a palate cleanser week. Our first, in this case, it'll be like 3 weeks, but that's beside the point. Our first palate cleanser is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and having read parts 1 and 2 for this week, even though we said last week that it would be parts 1 through 4 because we could not get through that much in 1 week.
I'm
Uh,
Elliot.
I'm Esther.
I'm
I'm
Jonas.
I am Constantine Levin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm Nikolai.
Wow.
Okay, Jonas, we don't get an introduction.
He said I'm
That's
Jonas.
that's the
He said
intro.
he said his name.
Okay, world building and the magic system.
Yeah, we're
Just
all
starting with,
Let's
I guess.
go.
Well, okay. Well,
What do you
do
guys think of this magic system?
It was really good.
It was magical without
The
any magic
magic
Guys,
system,
system.
the magical ability of farming is the magic system.
I mean, I would say it rivals Wind and
Well,
Truth.
I think the shards for this
Anything
world
can rival
are
one and truth,
farming and
Esther.
adultery.
The shards for this world. That's awesome.
The Russian
Um,
shards,
I think we should
Yeah, the
start off
Russian
with
shards
what do
are
we think?
communism, and
communism and adultery.
What
Yeah,
do we think about the
we
book
could.
so far?
I thought it was
It's
good.
I.
Jonas,
It's
why did you
awesome.
go first?
Let's start by
Yeah, Jonas, you
prefacing
go
by
I
saying,
first.
I really enjoyed it, honestly. Uh,
Which 15 pages were better?
Yeah.
um,
so Jonas
yeah, I
didn't
really enjoyed
read it.
it, but I do. This is this is in my realm of expertise. So I think we should defer it to Elliot.
Okay. Um, I like it. I there's it's I'm going in or not going in. Going in I knew nothing.
Yeah.
And really in like the first 30 pages, I was immediately got this feeling of kind of like this like warm feeling that like okay, I don't have to be worried that this book isn't going to be like, I mean it's not an easy book to read definitely, but it's not a hard, I don't think it's like extremely hard. And it's
Right.
just like I know this is going to be like a long, nice, comfortable read.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
thought,
it's like yeah.
yeah. Um, I thought that it was really good. I had like started reading it earlier this week and then I finished like the majority of it this morning. But I really did enjoy it. It was like similar to a series that I've read before, like as far as like the naming stuff goes, which I know can be difficult for a lot of people. But I think we also mentioned like having read other fantasy novels and having to remember a lot of other elements in that way that like it wouldn't be like as difficult for us to remember that aspect of it. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts as well, but I guess I don't know. So far, do we do ratings if we're partway through the book yet?
No, we don't do ratings.
Sorry.
I think we've been saving it till the end.
Okay, perfect.
For me, I didn't have as hard of a like it wasn't hard for me to read because I've I've had experience I have experience with Dostoevsky, who's I think in my opinion a lot harder to read than Tolstoy.
With who?
So
Oh shit.
Dostoevsky,
Okay,
Okay.
the other
pretentious alert.
the
Yeah,
other
I'm like, wait, I don't know
Simon's
who this
literally
is.
reading David
wait,
Foster Wallace right
you've never
now.
heard of Dostoevsky?
No, but that you're like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
oh, never mind. Sorry.
Crime and Punishment, War
Yeah, I know what that
not
is.
crime, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
okay.
you were
Notes
like
from the
muttering it,
Underground.
and I couldn't
Oh,
understand what you were saying, and I was like,
there's
okay,
another
cool.
thing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
for a good while, I didn't know like how to say Dostoevsky's name really, so I would just go like Dostoevsky, and I would just like
Yeah, that's
stumble
like how
through it and be like, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Dostoevsky? No. Um, but I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of a reading slump right now. So like the last 100 pages have kind of been more like not harder for me. But I guess it's not because of the book, but it's more a me problem. But it's good. I like
That's
it.
how I felt with like Hero of Ages. I just was at a point where I felt like I was forcing myself to get through it and I just like did not enjoy it as much.
Mhm.
Also, it was kind of funny. The story itself wasn't necessarily putting me to sleep, but I got to a certain part and I literally like fell asleep while reading it this afternoon. I was like out for like an hour and then I
What
woke up and I
part?
was like, what is going on? I think it was like the farming part in part two.
Yeah, the
So,
farming. I mean,
it's farming, but you know.
yeah.
The
Honestly,
farming,
was it part two when he was like with the scythe? This
no,
might be
that's part
part.
3.
Oh,
That
my
was my
bad.
favorite part in the book.
Yeah, that was a good part. We'll talk about that next week. But
Okay.
yeah, that's not a spoiler, really. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine.
I mean,
Yeah, Levin
everything's a
goes on this.
spoiler.
Levin goes on this absurd rampage where takes a scythe and starts murdering people.
Yeah.
It's really off-putting, actually.
And then he's like, Kitty, I did this for you.
Yeah, and then it's weird,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, do we want to get into, I guess, setting first
Russia.
instead of
but sure.
All right, moving on. No. Yeah, I guess setting is good.
Mhm.
Or author bio.
Oh, sorry, author bio. We
All
missed
right.
that part.
So, okay, Esther is
Um,
gonna tell us a little bit about Tolstoy. Nope, I combined Dostoevsky and Tolstoy. Tolstoy and
Tolstoyevsky.
Anna Karenina.
yeah. In my very limited capacity, also basically quoting from Wikipedia.
So
Um,
open up your
Don't do
Wikipedia to
that.
page.
yeah,
Oh,
to the
we-
first page. Um, yes. So essentially, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce his name correctly, but Count Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy, um, was referred to obviously as Leo Tolstoy in English, was a Russian writer. He's considered one of the greatest and most influential authors of all time. Born to an aristocratic family, Tolstoy achieved acclaim in his 20s with his semi-autobiographical trilogy, Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth, and many others, including War and Peace,
it's
which is based on, oh, sorry, no. And then,
it's
sorry, I'm like trying to read through it.
interestingly, his name was literally Lion.
His first name, Leo, means that?
Well, in Russian, Lev is lion, and then
That's
I mean
That
crazy.
is what Leo means.
Leo is
That sounds
Latin
In
right.
for
our
lion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
That's a pretty sick first name
but
right
anyway, do you want me
there.
to keep reading it or leave it at that?
I mean, we could just say Anna Karenina was like published from
Oh,
19
yes.
1873 to
Yeah, and it
1877,
was
I think.
released just like serially with each part or with
Yeah,
each.
I think. Yeah,
Uh,
I think so.
one of Tolstoy's biggest influences was Charles Dickens, and
Mhm.
I haven't read Simon. You've read David Copperfield, right? Apparently, he took a lot of influence from David Copperfield from his book.
Well, you got that from Gilmore Girls,
I got that from Gilmore
you
Girls.
can't fact check that. You know if
I'm
that's
Yeah,
calling it facts.
Wikipedia and Gilmore Girls are our trusted sources actually on this
I mean,
podcast. Um,
who's good?
Amy
No
Sherman
one's,
Palladino, who was
no
the writer
one's.
of
well,
Gilmore Girls, was really influenced.
every writer after Charles Dickens was inspired by Charles Dickens.
Yeah, that's so true.
I mean, no one's good. No one's watching this, so there's no one to say you're wrong, Elliot. So,
That's true. Yeah,
Who's
unless
the
your mom's like, you're wrong.
um, well, true.
But yeah,
All
do we want to get into
yours?
All right, let's call it a wrap.
right, guys. Thanks for watching this episode.
Thank you.
I
That's all we
wish.
had to say about that.
I mean, I don't wish, but okay, guys. Now I'm gonna play guitar for 20 hours, and we're just gonna watch.
Okay.
20-hour
Okay,
stream.
well,
Okay, yeah. So I have a lot to say about this. So with the ball, when Anna, okay, here's the thing. Anna's introduced, right? And Anna is introduced and she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's had a kid, but she doesn't look like it. She's so fit.
by the
And
way,
the hot,
Natalie Portman plays Anna Karenina in
no,
the
Keira Knightley.
miniseries. Oh, Keira Knightley, you're right, not Natalie
Yeah.
Portman. So I've been imagining her That's how I've been
Me
imagining her.
too. And I'm
I,
like, Keira Knightley is gorgeous. So
I've just
yeah.
been imagining her as this.
So I've actually have an entire opinion about this, and I don't think it should be left alone for this entire
And
conversation.
I don't stop talking about
Where are
like
you
don't
going, Jonas?
he doesn't like
I
Keira
just
Knightley.
I just did took my computer off my chair.
Okay,
Okay.
so the whole thing with the ball. So we're introduced to Anna. Obviously, I kind of already know a little bit about Anna's character before this whole like scene because I know kind of the premise of the book. Um, However, it's interesting because, she's perfect, she's grace, she's elegance, and then she shows up to the ball, and of course, I was like, okay, Vronsky's gonna be there because they had this scene on the train, and so why else would they have had that scene there if not for him to be there? And I feel like I totally saw that part coming, like in I don't know if that was like predictable for everyone else as well, but it was very interesting seeing how they go from like being friends to Anna and Vronsky having this like interaction, and then Kitty is like, I never want to speak to her again, like that kind of thing. It was wild.
Yeah,
Um,
because Kitty still liked Vronsky at that point,
oh yeah, she
and
totally did.
Such a
uh-huh.
I
She's
can't say
Kitty's
that
so
word.
immature, but you can't blame
Um,
her because she's
Yeah.
18.
She's 18. This woman
I
is
know,
20.
but
She's a year older than me. That's
She
weird.
didn't think that Vronsky, also Vronsky's 20. She didn't think that Vronsky was gonna go after a married woman, much less a married woman try to find a suitor at this party. And obviously we knew Vronsky was bad news, but Kitty wouldn't have known that, and that's okay. But yeah, it's just very interesting seeing that dynamic play out.
For sure.
Um,
yeah,
and it's a
that
common theme
sucked,
amongst
Anna.
women as well. Uh, just in general, I feel like.
Yeah, and this is another. Okay, this is another thing why Vronsky sucks. Is that like when Anna leaves, he follows her, and she's like, "No, leave me," and he's like, "No, I'm not leaving you. I love you." And so
No, but
it's
yeah.
like
But I think Anna was kind of being like,
she's like, "Oh,
Oh,
stop!
he
Don't
definitely
leave
he's
wanted,
me."
she
again.
definitely
She
wanted
This is
him
wanted
like
to, but
to.
at least she had
this
like the
is like wait,
setup.
have
Don't
you guys seen Pride and
stop.
Prejudice?
No,
Yes, I love Pride. I love that
Okay.
movie so
Have
much.
you
don't
seen
spoil.
2005 one?
The Keira Knightley one.
Yes.
That
So when
Yes,
yes.
I love
Colin
that one.
That
proposes and
Oh
he's
my
like,
gosh,
of course, because
don't.
women. And that's what I was thinking about with this. Is she's like, oh my gosh, stop. And he's like, that's what Collins is thinking is
Where
happening.
where Colin is like, well, they always reject the first.
Yeah, exactly.
They
I always
always.
regret that first.
It's so good.
for
I know.
him.
And like you're sitting there and you're like, Kira has nothing. I'm sorry, not Kira.
Well,
Whatever.
they are both
Uh,
Kira, I guess.
Elizabeth.
Jane.
Yeah, they are both Kira. Elizabeth is like, nah, get away from me. You're
Oh my
disgusting,
god.
my cousin.
Can I
And
just say, sorry, finish your thought.
so
Sorry.
then Collins is like, no, but like you really like promise like you're not just playing hard to get. And she's like, yeah, you're dumb. And in this instance, it's like, yeah, she
You're
totally
dumb. You're
wants
dumb.
it. She totally wants him.
Sorry. I had to say that.
All right, I just have to say, Mr. Darcy in that movie is like so perfect.
Okay,
Like,
You
good.
said he was
Good,
so
good.
hot. I was gonna
My
agree with
favorite person. Well, yeah, but
Mr.
I
Darcy
agree.
is
but
so hot.
Yeah.
Who is
It's
Mr.
a true
Darcy?
that
statement.
well, that kind of is like implied.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh my
Matthew
gosh, he is
someone.
hot.
Forgot.
Because I
But it's
watched
like, okay, you guys.
and Colin Firth is he's very he's just not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like. Wait, who's? I actually don't know who Colin Firth is, but
Okay.
He
I
the
was thinking of Colin
wait.
Farrell for a second. But Mr. Darcy is like
I should read
Severus
it.
Snape if Snape was like a
If Snape
good
was
person.
hot,
Like imagine.
Did you know that Alan Rickman is in Sense and Sensibility? He plays the older guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
Um,
but I can't unsee him as
That's kind of funny.
seeing like a
it's got
40-year-old.
Hugh Grant. Oh man, I'm definitely
Imagine, but
watching that
imagine a
after I read
younger.
it.
Yeah, Hugh Grant,
I
young Hugh
love
Grant.
Hugh Grant. Oh, he's so
That's like the only
funny.
reason you should watch it. The story is not as good. Okay, so Kitty's illness in part two. What do you notice about it in particular? What do you attribute to her decline in health to, and why?
She couldn't handle the
Love sickness?
Vronskis.
You like
Yeah.
couldn't handle rejection. As a pre-medical professional, I don't have my nursing license yet. But yeah, I think it
Could
was kind of
someone
in her head.
actually die of heartbreak?
It was
Yeah, you can.
psychosomatic.
Women
Yeah,
have a
people.
higher chance of dying from heartbreak than men, so.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
ultimately,
nice.
like the doctors were just kind of like, yeah,
Let's
she's
go,
gonna have
Jonas.
tuberculosis,
Yeah.
fever. But it's like I think that ultimately she just was probably majorly like depressed, and they just didn't know how to diagnose that back then.
Yeah.
And she needed to just be out doing other things that were going to
That kind
distract
of thing.
and be in the sunshine and not have all the stressors of life.
Interesting. Their biggest medication seems to be to go abroad. It's
Their
like
That's
you're
biggest
saying,
hilarious.
go
I thought
abroad.
money.
back then, getting a lobotomy was considered getting if you're stressed out or anxious.
Well, do you guys?
Why?
I think that was a little further up. I think that was in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like,
I thought this was in the 1900s.
Jonas, no, this
Oh,
was
not
the
quite.
late 19th century.
Oh,
Like
so yeah, okay, so
1880s,
1880s or something.
1870s, 1870s.
Did you
Jonas,
do you
guys
guys?
know there's
Do you
you
guys hear
should.
that
uh
trend now that's like someone like overreacts when like this problem they were having was really small. I don't know if you guys are on Instagram, so you guys probably wouldn't see it, but like they're like, oh, um I just needed like a small fix for a situation, and they would go and buy like do like a crazy shopping spree or something. It kind of feels like it in this way where her parents are like, yeah, we'll just like go on a big like several month long trip for like the entire winter because our daughter is feeling this
but
way.
it's kind of like I kind of agree because like she just had to like live some life and like get a
Oh,
new
totally.
perspective and
And she
like
had to
learn.
realize, I think part of the issue with being in that society is it's like you can't think outside of yourself or outside of what's going on because you're just so like immersed in it and you're
Mhm.
always going to some social event, you're always going to some sort of
Yeah.
ball or dance or dinner or societal function. I mean, even when they were in their own homes, they were never like just in their own homes like for their own enjoyment. It was like their
Oh
houses
yeah,
in
yeah, okay.
Petersburg society or Moscow society, it was always for entertainment. So they get home from one function and they're entertaining these people for dinner and then these people for dessert. And then they finally have some time to themselves till like midnight and then they go to bed. And so it's like their life wasn't very structured for that. And so then like in the summertime, they're like, yeah, we'll go to our countryside home and like have some time for ourselves. Yeah, it's just an interesting way to live life for sure. In chapter 4, there's a statement about, of part 2 that is, about Vronsky that goes, the role of a man who attached himself to a married woman and devoted his life to involving her in adultery at all costs has something beautiful and grand about it. What do you find interesting or intriguing about this statement, and do you think the author truly believes it? And if not, why does he
What?
say it?
Wait.
I actually underlined this because I wanted to talk about it, so I'm glad that they
Okay.
brought it up in these questions. But yeah, so if you guys want to, it's on page 128 that he says that.
Okay.
Um,
What
and
question are you on? Oh, these
so
are two. Question
question
two.
4.
No,
4. Okay.
four.
I think it's interesting seeing like through each person's perspective, you see Anna, who's someone who's so tormented about her life, and she keeps indulging herself in this like adulterous relationship, but realizing that it's wrong. Whereas Vronsky is like, well, this is just like our life, and like our love is just different than others, and people just need to get on board with it. And I don't understand why everyone's so interested in it because it's just like what we are and that's why it's beautiful. And it's so interesting seeing people's perspective when their moral compass is just essentially themselves and like whatever their heart desires. And so to them, like a commitment like that, like marriage doesn't matter. It's just whatever they want, you know?
Yeah. Mhm. And it's like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's a subjective concept
Mhm.
or a social construct.
Yeah, like marriage to them is a social construct. That's what's so
Yeah. How do you think how do you think this is something that would never be on Oprah's book club? How do you think their view of marriage differs with the biblical concept of marriage?
they don't believe that it's a covenant.
Hmm.
Like if marriage is a covenant that you make before God and man, and you're going to do everything you can to uphold that till one of you dies, hopefully, unless something else happens. And like do your best to work through all of those issues and love that person unconditionally versus them being like, okay, well, like as a woman in that time, if you were single, you would essentially live with your parents forever, or like just you wouldn't be
Wait
able to.
until a big strong man.
Yeah, and
I'm
you
not, I'm not trying to sound bad, but like that, it's kind of true. Like you
Well,
just
that's kind of the stereotype of what it was like back then, though.
yeah,
And yeah.
like very rarely, and I mean they even talk about in the book how love is something that they wish they could inoculate with a vaccine because they're like it's so stupid in our society because the goal is
Hmm.
okay, these two families are very advantageous, they should marry each other because that's going to work for their political gains. And there's no such thing as, oh, love, whatever. It's just it's so interesting viewing what they believe while all along believing supposedly in some type of God because they have to be Catholic because that's what their religion of the country was at the time.
Hmm.
But yeah. Any other thoughts?
no, I
I
agree
just
with
want to
that.
say, like, we're super qualified to be talking about marriage.
Well, or we have parents, don't we?
We do have
I because we know
guys.
what God says about
Believe it or
it.
not, I'm a product of marriage.
Sorry, that was really funny.
Okay,
Moving on.
two
Spend some
things.
time discussing the courtship and interactions between Vronsky and Anna. What do you find to be unique about the way they talk to each other? Do you recognize it as something you would call love? We've kind of already talked about this.
Skip, skip.
With like love.
Oh, I like
Um,
number 6.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
Do you guys do you get the sense that Anna truly feels guilty about the action she has taken with Vronsky? I think she does. I think she feels a measure of guilt.
yeah, she
That's what
does.
I would say.
But people are
But she
complex, and
doesn't
you can feel
care.
a multitude of things.
I think it's interesting because we were just talking about this in our literature class. So Dante in his Inferno, you guys know how it's like set up. So it's like rings, and in the very center, so that in like each level of the Inferno is this is secondhand. I haven't read the Inferno. I want to read it.
Oh,
But
okay.
each level of the Inferno is measures of sin, and at the very center
Oh,
it gets worse and worse. In the very center is the devil. I don't remember. But in the very center of sin is betrayal, and in there is Judas, Brutus, and Cassius, I think.
Yeah.
And so
Cassius.
Cassius, and that's what Anna is doing. That's what adultery is. It's betrayal.
mhm.
Hmm.
And so this whole book is kind of people committing the worst sin, which I don't know. I think there's kind of I don't know that kind of a little bit um conflicts with like what I don't know what Lewis thought. Like Lewis thought that the worst sin of all was pride,
Mm.
which because he believed that like a lot. I mean, and I mean both Dante and Lewis. I mean, I think they're both pretty bad sins. Like a little bit in Lewis is logically like pride. A lot of sins originate from pride, like lying. You're
That's what
too
I think
proud
too.
to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like you won't. Like a lot of lies are like to cover up another sin,
Mhm.
and because you can't humble yourself. And and
C.S. Lewis didn't say that pride's the worst sin. Jonathan
yeah, he
Edwards
did.
said it. No,
Okay, well,
Jonathan Edwards said it.
he Lewis also said it. I'm Lewis. I'm just taking what Lewis said. I'm not saying like he was the first one to say it. He's just the
No,
one
that's
where I
what
got it
that's
from.
what she said.
You know what? Okay, so I'm nice.
Betrayal, huh? Worst of
Yeah,
sins.
betrayal is our sin. What a
No!
great presentation of that.
I
I was
almost fell out of my
expecting
chair
that.
again. I almost fell out of my chair again.
That would have been funny.
I should have done it.
You
Um,
Um,
so
whatever.
did Stephen visit Levin in part two?
I think that was
Yeah,
part.
They went
he
and they went
visits the house.
yeah, and they went shooting, right?
Yeah,
All right. I like that part. I don't.
me too. Steve and Levin. What a great contrast of names.
Yevon, 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 Yevon,
No thanks.
Yevon.
No
They
thanks.
do.
No
They
thanks.
do
No
have a
thanks.
kind of wholesome friendship. I don't know.
Yeah, their friendship is wholesome.
I definitely, yeah. Well, like what Elliot was saying earlier about how like they don't necessarily connect on like every level, but they still manage to like be interested in what the other person is interested in.
I
Um,
thought at the beginning they said that they both secretly despised the other's interests.
Yeah, they. I don't think they actually care about each
Yeah, they
other's
don't.
business.
But they're almost getting on. I think true friendship is almost you, because I like you're united originally in friendship. You're united by common interest in a thing. Like
yeah.
we became friends because we both like Brandon Sanderson. But
Hmm.
I think true friendship grows beyond that because like as a
I
person you
agree.
grow and change. And so like when I met you guys, I thought Brandon Sanderson was the guy. I thought he was like the best modern writer. I don't think that
Wow.
anymore.
Yeah, obviously.
Good for you,
But
because what should change your
but we're
opinion?
we're still friends.
Yeah.
Just because I
It's
in
beyond
true
that, yeah.
friendship,
Just not as good friends as we
no,
were.
true friendship we true friendship is you you take even if you don't have true friendship is like if you are interested in different things you not only like not pretend but like you listen when your
Yeah.
friend like tells you about something but because of your friendship it gives you just a little bit of interest in that thing which you wouldn't actually have
Yeah.
had.
I
And
totally
it's
Yeah,
agree.
I
not
agree with
I
that.
think
reflected in
like,
their relationship.
it is.
No.
Like it may come across as like weird or like, oh, like they're just kind of like I don't know, like not I guess I can't think of a good word, but like that yeah, like they're just kind of pretending that they like each other, but it's an instance of like they're not necessarily like they both kind of like shooting, I guess, because Oblonsky was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come over and do this at your house or whatever." But like then just listening, even though they're not super interested. And I do that with a lot of my friends. Like they'll tell me a
Mhm.
story, and I really, if I had just heard the story from someone else, I would not care about this individual or what was going on. But because I love this person, I want to hear about what they have to say, you know?
Yeah, that just made me think of an Almost Friday TV short, but I
Oh,
have to
okay.
stay on track.
But that's also something we like.
We
Yeah.
should once we finish we should watch some of them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Honestly
Uh,
we're almost done.
yeah, we
Honestly,
don't have too
Shorter
much to talk
episode.
about.
And
Oh,
I think that's fine.
we have to talk about Vronsky's horse race.
That was part two.
Yeah, wasn't that part
yes,
two?
it was. It was part two. And how he like falls off and Anna's like
Yeah,
really
and we
Yes,
saw
I
like
sobbing
love that part.
hard
I
that
loved it
her
when he fell off.
was heaving. And literally it says from sorry, I can't why I can't keep their names all straight. Not Farinka, Karenin. From Karenin's
uh,
perspective, he looks
yes,
over
Yeah.
and he looks at her.
Anna.
He looks at Anna and he looks back. And then he looks again and
Look
Vronsky
at
falls off. And she literally, he said her chest was heaving.
Yeah,
This woman
she let out
was
like an exclamation.
like that.
hmm
Like it was like her chest is moving. Like she's like hyperventilating. There's
hmm
tears everywhere.
What?
She's literally like sobbing over this man when he just fell off a horse. Like he's gonna be okay.
What the
Um,
heck, man? She's mentally no, okay, Ryan.
Well,
What
okay, there are
bonus
people who
diagnosing?
think
so
a lot
there's
of
people
people
who think
think
it.
that Anna is bipolar.
Yeah.
Like that's so
Oh
But
funny.
is that an excuse for adultery?
No.
no.
Well, not as an
Like
excuse, but just as
But
she
a
had a mental
condition.
illness. It's okay.
you know what's really
Well,
funny is that one of my friends, her childhood best friend, this story kind of happened, not in the exact same way, but she was diagnosed with bipolar and
mm,
she like cheated on her significant other.
mhm.
Oh.
And they're back together now and it's like
Yeah.
okay because she had BPD and so it's fine. And it's
Yeah.
like
I
I
mean,
but at
Yeah,
the
it's
same
did she
time
like
weird.
it's like
apologize?
yeah,
It's kind
but
of
and then
messy.
it's
Yeah,
very
that's.
messy because it's like he also cheated, so they're like, well, we both
Oh.
cheated, so it cancels out. That's literally what they said. And I told my friend, so what do you think about that? And she was like, I still don't. okay that either of them cheated, and I think they shouldn't be together. And I was like,
Yeah, they don't sound like they're
Are
the best
they
friends
are they
ever.
Christians?
she recently claims to be, but I've never met this girl. I have no clue.
Oh, wait, how do you know her?
It was through my friend
Through a
from
A
friend.
college.
friend's friend.
So
Okay,
it was like
I'll
my
cut that out.
friend from college, one of her childhood best friends.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's post. This is posted on Instagram, so they could probably see it.
Yeah, this person is not gonna be watching it, and if she was, she wouldn't care because she tells a
Well,
story
your
about.
friend will be your friend might watch
I
it.
like we're saying their name anyway. Um,
James.
Yeah.
so
Anyway,
also
yeah,
I
interesting.
felt so bad for for one thing, I loved Vronsky's like interactions with his like friends.
Oh,
I thought they were so stupid, but it was funny.
I think we're saying
I
his
don't,
interaction with the son at first.
oh no, like before the horse race when he's like getting ready, I think.
Yes, yes.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the other thing is the kid like is I think on purpose, and obviously not necessarily given a lot of time at this point in the book, but it's very interesting seeing that even though Karenin claims to be, oh, this family man, whatever, like my family's very important, we need to have this status in society, he's also not really taking much of an effort to pursue his wife. Obviously, in that year, that's where the affair is kind of happening. But also, like with his son, he starts calling him like young man, and he's kind of like, yeah, like he's, you know, there, and like I guess he is mine, but like it doesn't really impact his daily life. And whereas Oblonsky, it's interesting, he loves his kids, or appears to, and wants to really give them gifts and whatever else. I guess which is his own way of like trying to win their favor. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yes.
that dynamic.
What do you guys say? What in the first or second chapter it mentions that Blonsky has favorites, and
Oh yeah.
he doesn't really do anything about it. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
she's my favorite.
Yeah, my daughter's my favorite. My son kind of sucks, but I'm still gonna give them gifts anyway.
Steven
Which
is
is
such
kind
like
of yeah.
Steven's such an idiot that you kind of love him for it. It's just funny. Well, like you don't love him, but like he's just
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
comedic.
he didn't get into school through he didn't get to a high point because of his own achievements. He said because he was likable
He's
and
a
Yeah,
he got
nepo.
the
he has
pretty
like he
privilege.
maxed out charisma.
He does.
And then he talks about like he has all of his positions of power just because people like him. And it's like he's
Yeah.
like I don't even know. He literally is like
I
all
don't
of
know what
his
I'm doing.
opinions are like, hey, this is what everybody says in this journal. Do I know anything about science or medicine? No, but everybody else says I'm gonna do this, so I'm just gonna do it. And it's
He's
like he's the classic go with the flow guy. Like he literally
Yeah,
has no clue what's going on.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
funny. Oh, I also want to say about the horse racing. One, I felt so bad when the horse had to be put down. That
Oh
was
yeah.
that was
Oh,
really sad.
oh,
Also, the one like
Elliot. This is like
what?
the womp womp moment on the news. It's
Womp
like
womp.
it was all
did you just say
the
womp womp?
Can Simon talk?
um. All right, should we wrap
He has
up
more
our
hair though.
episode?
We
Okay,
need to watch
so
the
Wait, prose,
that,
prose. Can I talk about prose?
yeah, go ahead, Elliot.
All right, I'm gonna. This is why. So the prose here is really good,
Yeah.
and it.
No
This
kidding.
is why, and
This is why translation is extremely important
compared to
because
Wind and Truth, this prose is like. Mm, there was.
I think
This is.
any book compared to Wind and Truth.
There's our
Calvin felt
obligatory.
good. Not great. Just
Good.
good.
He felt good. Not
I was
great.
preparing someone on Thursday that's reading Oathbringer right now, and I was like, okay, Rhythm of War is going to be good, but I'm preparing you. He switches editors for Wind and Truth, and it's not as good. So go in with some lower expectations. And he was like, okay, sounds good. I was like, yeah, it's Wind
Our
and Truth.
obligatory wax
I
slander.
don't know. There's this part. It's on page 18. I highlighted it. That just like shows like that. Like I don't know what's missing in like
And like
Rennison's writing compared to like this.
Anderson. Okay,
Randerson.
what
It's like
part?
the middle. It's like Levin
Branson
suddenly
Sander.
blushed. Like, okay, if this was Branderson, he would literally just write Levin suddenly blushed. But
No, I feel like he would have said, uh, honestly, yeah,
Levin's
he would have
cheeks
said,
grew red in a embarrassed blush or something like that.
yeah.
Levin
I
blushed and rolled
think
his
he talked about
eyes.
Vin doing that too.
Yeah,
No,
but
he would have used a like a gerund, or he would have gone like Levin suddenly blushed, cheeks going red, and lips compressing,
Yeah.
or something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
but then
that's literally
Tolstoy,
so true. Oh my gosh.
but Tolstoy says Levin suddenly blushed, not as
Yeah.
grown-up people blush who hardly notice it themselves, but as boys blush who are aware that their shyness is ridiculous and therefore feel ashamed of it and blush still more, almost to
Like,
tears. It was
that's
so
actually
strange to
adding
see
something.
that intelligent, manly face in such a childish condition that Oblonsky left off looking at him. It's just like it gives you such a better, like more
Yeah.
beautiful and
I
better
can
picture.
I can picture this so much
Yeah.
better. It's not just like, oh, his cheeks went red. It's like I'm envisioning like even like how his face is like maybe contorting as well while this is
Yeah,
happening.
and
And
also
Like a
this
camera
is
going
why
around, like a
this is
full
why
360 view.
I don't care about I don't think that
Yeah.
like the stained glass and clear glass is a good excuse because like this is stained glass technically, but
But
it's
basically,
it gives you a better picture of it.
yeah.
It's so like
well, but
your move, Branderson.
but the
Sorry,
thing
I
is,
love you,
when
Branderson.
we've discussed last week, when Brandon Sanderson's prose is good, it's good, and it
Yeah.
works, and it suits the story, and it like he can write some beautiful passages. It's just like so often it's not good.
Or
Yeah.
for an entire
Well,
book.
you
Or well,
noticed.
actually, I think it's good for most of Stormlight. Like for
Oh,
the
I
first four books.
for the first four, yeah.
Um, but
WAT not good.
What about
so okay, I got this information from Benjamin McAvoy, I think is his
No one
name's
cares.
video about Anna Karenina translations. He's one of my favorite,
Yeah.
or I want to say one of my favorite
You
YouTubers.
guys, you watch a lot of YouTube videos.
But
This is
I do like him.
that's
Thanks for
Called him
noticing
out.
that. Thanks for noticing that I'm chronically
I'm
online.
sorry. I just like it amazes me how much time you guys have. Sorry, keep
We're high
going.
schoolers.
No, I watched
that
this
sounds even more passive aggressive.
Wow.
It
I
amazes
wish
me how much like time you waste.
What are you guys doing with your time?
I'm like, I don't know. It's just I just forget. Sorry, that's supposed to be mean. I just was genuinely stating a statement.
Benjamin McAvoy, I think that's his name, has a great YouTube channel where he talks about hardcore literature. That's literally what it's called, the Hardcore Literature Book Club, I think. Um,
Wild.
Sure.
but he's great. He's like has an amazing lilting British accent, so it's very soothing to listen
Wait,
to.
I'm gonna look him up now.
Um, and so his favorite book is Anna Karenina, and he's talked about different
Wait, what?
translation.
His favorite book ever?
hmm that's I think so. I think
He's
that's what he said.
My favorite book ever is the Bible.
Hello, everybody.
wow. His accent is good.
Yeah. So he was talking about the different translations, and he said the Mao translation is very beautiful because it's like it's a very like beautiful in the like English. What am I trying to say? Like the same way like Jane Austen is beautiful, and like it's like in the written like an English novel of the 19th century, rather than like a Russian novel because like the Russian language is very different from English, and so like if you were to read Tolstoy in the original Russian, it would be very different because he's a very complicated writer and his sentences are very complex. So it's very difficult for people to translate Russian, and you could go about in different ways. Like one way is what I think Pavir and Volkansky do is to try to preserve the nuances of like Tolstoy's sentences and like the
Yeah.
different clauses and things like that. And what Maud does, I think, is kind of like rearrange or kind of write it as if an English writer were writing it so that it's easier. I think that's what they do. And and because of that, it kind of comes out as a very beautiful like piece of English prose. So
Yeah, I definitely see the cool point that you make with that because like obviously it would be amazing to appreciate it in the original Russian language, but because we can't do that, trying to make it so that it's an enjoyable read for us and not like maybe just a straight translation, which could still be kind of like clumsy in reading. Um, but yeah.
so that's just what a
Also, I
point I
think
want
it's
to make.
interesting to note.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Simon.
Oh, I was just gonna say that like the Constant Garnet one is very beloved, I think, but I think some of the criticisms are that it's kind of dry and like it doesn't
Okay.
have it's kind of like more straightforward and doesn't really preserve like the person who translated wasn't a writer, so they kind of just were like, yeah.
I was gonna
Yep.
say too, I think it's interesting noting how I guess on the note of translation, how Anna and Vronsky only speak to each other in French, and it's like their like
Yeah.
original
Yeah. The
language.
language of love.
Well, yeah, language of love, but also but also I think it's yeah, interesting seeing that. And I noticed something that kind of it's not like maybe this is just me, but whenever Karenin would talk to Anna in French, she would like literally flinch. And it was really funny
Oh,
because I was like, I wondered if I was like, is that supposed to be something we're picking up on? Like this is her and Vronsky's language and only
yeah.
she um
Only.
and talk to each other in English or Russian. And so like he's speaking to her in French and she's like, what a
No.
disgusting way to talk to me. Like literally that's what she's thinking.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
that
pick
was
up on that.
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's like one more section I think I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I
Okay.
can bookmark it, but if you guys have anything else to say while I'm doing that.
All
What
right,
a
guys, that's it for
loser!
this episode. No.
What a
Um,
loser Hans Karenin is. I just want to. I know we talked about him a lot, but
What?
he's such a
Brennan?
loser. Karenin is such a
Stop
loser.
bullying Karenin. I
Why?
don't have any problem with Karenin.
But he's a loser. He sucks. He
Because
treats
he's
his wife horribly, and I'm not trying to defend Anna for cheating on him, but I'm just saying he treats his wife horribly.
yeah,
He
he
treats
does.
and
No,
he's
He
not. He
he
treats his son horribly, and
Karenin
he's
seems
just
like
like
a Giga Chad to me.
He's only
Um,
concerned about his super ego,
yeah.
it
He's
and
doesn't
like
only
seem
how
like
people think
yeah.
about him.
he's
And so
only
I guess
concerned
he's relatable in that
about
way.
his
But
perception of everyone's view of him. And I've truly thought about this before, but it's like when someone is like calling out something that you're doing in your life,
mm,
and it's like sometimes that person can be saying it because they love you and they're like, hey, like you shouldn't be continually doing this thing that's not helpful. In this case, he should have, if he truly loved his wife, he would want to fight for her and say, hey, like I want to work through this. I want us to work
mhm.
together. I don't want you to keep being with this other guy, because I
Should have
love you.
fought
Well,
And
for
so
that.
instead, he's just saying this, hey, I don't like how you behaved tonight because the society is starting to talk and they know what's going on, and I don't like that. And
wait, has he had anything
yeah,
confirmed yet?
yeah, yeah, he has.
Like,
I
did
was
she tell him
reading
yet?
that section actually.
Okay.
So it was right after the steeplechase thing happened, and Vronsky's
Mhm.
down, and he's like, "We have to address it now because she's heaving sobs." This is on page 207 about this guy, and so it's obvious that she cares about him, and everybody else is talking about them behind their backs all the time. They're all like, they had that scene where they were gossiping about Karenin, Anna, and Vronsky. And so then
Brunchki.
this is at the point where Karenin has tried to get Anna to leave with him 3 times and she can't listen to him because she's like not paying attention. And and so then it says, I again offer you my arm if you wish to go, said her husband, touching her arm. With a look of repulsion, she drew back, and without looking at him, she said, no, no, leave me alone. I shall stay here. And
Hmm.
then he says, for the third time, I offer you my arm, he said after a while, turning toward her. Anna looked at him and did not know what to say. The Princess Betsy came to her aid. Um, and then it says farther down, Anna looked round with alarm, rose obediently, and put her hand on her husband's arm. And so then
Basically, she hates her husband.
yeah, she does. And she gets in the carriage, and he kind of talks about these how about how she's behaving improperly, and how he doesn't like her behavior in front of everyone, and how she was crying and that was like annoying. And then she says, your conduct was improper and I did not wish it to incur again. It's almost like he's scolding her like she's his child. And so then he says, "Perhaps I am mistaken. In that case, I beg your pardon." "No, you were not mistaken," she said slowly, looking despairingly into his cold face. "You were not mistaken. I was, and cannot help being, in despair. I listen to you, but I am thinking of him. I love him. I am his mistress. I cannot
Mm.
endure you. I am afraid of you, and I hate you. Do what you like with me."
Yeah.
Then, throwing herself into the back corner of the carriage, she burst into sobs, hiding her face in her hands. Karenin did not move and did not change the direction in which he was looking, but his face suddenly assumed the solemn immobility of the dead, and the expression did not alter until they reached the house. As they drove up to it, he turned his face to her, still with the same expression, and said, "Yes, and I demand the external conditions of propriety be observed till I take the measures to safeguard my honor and inform you of them."
So this guy just really does not care about
Yeah,
her or her actual
Yeah.
condition. He just only cares about
he just
He just.
cares
what
about
matters for him.
everybody else thinking. What is everybody else
Mhm.
thinking? Not like, "Oh, my wife, I should love her and pursue her."
Like if you if he was on the other side of the spectrum, he would be like as he would have done what he would have pulled a Killsier and decked the guy across the face.
Yeah.
He would have been like which what wasn't that's not like the correct answer but like most guys if they find out that like some guy's been like stealing their wife they really aren't happy with it and this guy does not feel that way.
And yeah, like he basically is just kind of like, "How is this affecting me?" Um,
Hmm.
and in a way, yes, you do need to be worried about that, but more so you should be concerned about this covenant and promise that you made, like till death do us part.
And it
Um,
should also be like a wake up call. Like, wait, was I really that bad that she wanted to like be with someone else?
exactly.
Exactly.
Because
Yes, yes,
he
yes, yes.
was. He
Yeah.
was not. He did not treat her correct. Right.
It seems like for 8 years, she just kind of subjected herself to whatever he said and just kind of like obeyed whatever he was saying she had to do. And they had this normal routine where every night he kissed her hand at this time, and then he went and read in his study till midnight, and then they would go to bed or whatever. And it just was like, that's not a way to like live your life. And he thought that that's how that would happen, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a point? Maybe there's a
Well, every
point
couple
where
has
like
different ways to express their love, but like some couples are just less touchy or less, I don't know.
But
Like
they literally
wasn't there a point where like he kisses her hand and she like is disgusted by it?
it literally says at the end of that chapter, he kisses her hand. Like their discussion's over. He kisses her hand. She looks at the spot where he kissed her.
Yeah.
He literally is
Yeah.
like trying to like rub it off. She's like disgusted by it.
Sorry, did you say that? And I zoned out for a sec.
No, she was disgusted by looking at him as well. I mean, just
Sorry.
everything about it. It was like, which that's what's interesting is that book that I said that I like had to stop reading. Oh, it was so bad.
Uh-huh.
Really, it was like that same thing where uh it was essentially talking about this like husband and wife and how like their 1 year separation like brings them back together or whatever. It's like okay, like whatever. And literally, it's like the whole like first two chapters is talking about how they literally can't even look at each other because they're so filled with hatred. And I was like, I don't want to read this. This is like extremely depressing and sad. And like
Uh,
even viewing what they had as a commitment, they were just viewing it as like, okay, like it's okay that I love someone else now. And it was just like, what? Like that's crazy.
hmm. Yeah.
So pretty sad.
All right. I think. Well, I don't
Okay,
want to.
we gotta wrap up. We gotta
Do we?
go.
Yeah, you guys have to leave for your thing. Um,
Well, we can stay for probably 15 more minutes at least. I
okay.
think. But
I think I
all
gotta
right.
shower.
Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and
Yeah. I
I
mean, is
All
there
right.
anything you
yes,
guys
I
Do
want
we
also
to
have
want
to
to?
say?
shower.
Do we want to wrap up? Or
Simon,
who's?
you said the thing.
I do.
Wait, what about this expectations for next week?
um
Not parts 4 through 8. Holy moly.
yeah, I know,
3 through 5.
that's what I was gonna
I can't
say.
believe we thought we could do that.
I
No,
know.
I
On
can't. I
Holy
was.
Week too.
I started a week early because I was like, I gotta. I don't know how we're gonna like read a whole book,
Like
half a
Yeah.
book in one.
literally,
And like, even yeah,
I was on part 3 on Wednesday. I just literally have not had time because
Yeah.
Holy Week is like no time.
I know, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait. And that concludes this episode of Concerning Cremlings. Thank you for joining us for our first palate cleanser book. Next week, we will be continuing Anna Karenina with parts 3 through 5. So, yeah.
Yes. You can find our schedule below in the show notes, as well as you can follow us on our Instagram at concerning Cremlings underscore. No spaces, no caps. I don't think the caps matter. Our email is the correct the 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 Cremlings at gmail.com. So if you want to email us, we also have a Goodreads account too. Our handle is concerning Cremlings. So make sure to like and subscribe and to comment any thoughts you have.
What
Until
do you
next
think?
time. Oh,
Yeah.
what do you think? Tell me what
I
you think
think
about.
if you guys want to, if the beginning part, all happy families are alike, but all unhappy families are different in unique ways.
What? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What he said. Until next time, life before death.
Strength over weakness.
Journey before destination.
Unless you're reading Wind and Truth, baby.
Yeah.
Bye.